Hello, I'm Aubrey Shepherd on the 25th of July 2016, and we're going to watch some pictures. The first picture includes somebody you recognize here. This, however, is Mr. Leighton Rudolph. His obituary was in the newspaper this week, and he was a professor of mine many years ago, 1960-something, and he was almost 100 years old. Okay, this is called a thimble flower, and I hope we see another one because that one went by me too fast. Here is a hydrangea, and these are color adjusted in many cases here. And this little guy is a dragonfly up on the radio antenna. There's Lauren Hawkins and Lionel Jordan on the square on Saturday. And I think I adjusted that too much because they were, in the shade and there's a bright background. And here is Miss Frey, and this is her booth, Wild Streak Plants. Here's a wild streak plant. This is a heel-all. I'll show you a non-native heel-all in a few minutes. Here we have American basket flowers down on 15th Street. And now we jump to our front yard where we have a peace pole and a bunch of beautiful naked lady flowers. This is the cup plant, a very tall cup plant. And here's a smaller yellow plant also growing in front of our house. And here are basket flowers. There's a silver streak skipper on that basket flower hanging on the side. And I've got several photos here with bumblebees on basket flowers. They really were working the basket flowers this week. I just hope we see a lot more basket flowers from a lot more places, but these are the only ones that are really starting to be significant there. Notice the foliage of the basket flower. Now see a thistle. See the foliage? It's totally different. The flower looks a lot alike the basket flower, but the basket's not as pretty, and it's a thorny thistle. We don't want thistles most of the time, but we sure want basket flowers. And the bumblebees, of course, will nectar on both flowers. But basket flowers also are special to a lot of birds who eat seeds because they'll go on the basket flowers in preference to going to thistles when they're both equally available in the same area. Anyhow, it's just wonderful to see them. I'm beginning to get a few more people around the state of Arkansas and around northwest Arkansas who got basket flower seeds, free most cases, or bought them from a couple of meetings they may have attended. And these are really getting to be more popular. And that's because we've got enlisted friends, showed them to people and tried to get more people to take the seeds and share them. And that's worked out because several people had seeds last year from a couple of years back to donate. Okay, this is something growing in the water. I'm not sure what to call this flower, but it's growing in the water. And the water it's growing in is the pond, detention pond at Baum Stadium, where they built new apartments across the street. Now you saw them in the background. And these are color adjusted some because they didn't look very bright this morning in the cloudy sky. Look at that grasshopper down there. And so I, raised the color. Here's the, that's another story. See ya. Hello, I'm Aubrey Shepherd on the 25th of July 2016, And let's see, well, this shirt I'm wearing, if you can see it, is the one that was from 2014 for the Insect Festival. You can get a 2016 Insect Festival shirt if you go, and I believe it's in October again. Okay, swallowtail butterflies on basket flowers. And these are beautiful. And actually, I didn't have to much color adjust. That was made pretty early in the morning, and the sun was sort of low, and so it was kind of bright on them. And they are, I don't know which swallowtail that is. I'm not good at separating their names properly. But there is an unusual picture with one of its pair of wings straight up. And here's a view of the back with everything spread. Here now is another angle of the same swallowtail on the basket flower. And they're nectaring, and I hope we'll see, 30 species of butterflies on them this summer, if they do well as they did last year in places. So it's just a great nectar fly, our flower. And here's ironweed. It's just becoming common in Arkansas in the last week or so. There's Monarda. It's about out of bloom in some places. And here's a tiny basket flower. See how small that one is? And if I hold it in my hand, you can see how really tiny it is. But some of them don't grow very tall, but go ahead and bloom. That's just how it is. Turk's cap lily, and this one I found in front of Heartwood Gallery. And I didn't realize they had so many of these there, but they had I could have made pictures of 50 plants or something in front of that Heartwood Gallery down just on Government Avenue, just off MLK. All right, this dragonfly performed repeatedly during the past week for my camera's sake, and every time I would leave and come back, he would get on the antenna, the radio antenna. And it's just the kind of thing they like to get on, but usually it's vegetation that they light on. Okay, I can't tell you for sure. Let's see. Well, I think I forgot the name when I showed this last week too. Anyway, here's Joe Pye weed. Let's see a little more of that on a different day, photographed, but also on a shady bank or a partial shade during the day in a woodland area. And here's another hydrangea from that same area. And you can see just a few of the big flowers on it. And you can see more detail of the Joe Pye weed in some of these shots than in others, and I wanted to share that because they're hard to find out in the wild, and the ones that people have planted often are cultivars. Okay, this is roadkill. I didn't kill it. I stopped and picked up this swallowtail, and it seemed to have a little life in it, but it had just been run over apparently or hit by a car. But I photographed him from all angles and gave him a chance to recover, but he's now at home for show. Bellflower, you see a little grasshopper up there. And here's another insect on a flower John Rule might have recognized if he'd been here today. Sorry he didn't make it. And this is some kind of flower fly or hoverfly on that plant. And here, a couple of shots of that dragonfly again. Till next time, it's Aubrey Shepherd asking you to do your part to help keep the water clean, the air pure, and the woods green. See ya.